lunch. Let me flip the camera over. I am making sausage. I call it sausage pizza quesadilla because there's marinara, there's cheese, etc. But to be honest, it could just be seen as a sausage quesadilla. Either way, it's all technicalities and semantics. I'm just here making lunch. I figured, why not come on here and cook? Because, as you guys know, I'm trying to get back into cooking, like doing lives with you guys and just hopping on here and yapping my mouth. So, first thing we're going to do is cut up some onions. Just dice those. And to be honest, the vegetable, I feel like with most cooking this applies, but the vegetable doesn't matter. I just figured for a quesadilla, I would go with an onion and bell pepper, but you can add whatever the hell you want. You know, make it to your liking. And I'll just pop this down. And I'm making this for 2 people. One for me and one for my fiance. His I will end up saving because he has leftover Sunday dinner that he made. So we have a tradition in our household that, oh my eyes, we have a tradition in our household where on Sundays he cooks a pretty big Sunday dinner, and then he likes to make enough that he has some leftover, and then that tends to serve as his lunch on that Monday. We had, he made Cornish hen, if any of you guys are familiar with Cornish hen. He made that. It was like a blackened, seasoned sort of Cornish hen with rice, like seasoned rice. So the rice had like vegetables, it had salt, it had paprika. So it wasn't just like plain rice. So we had the Cornish hen and the rice together. And he has some of the leftover Cornish hen, and we have quite a bit of rice left, so he's gonna have that for lunch. But as for me, I figured I'd like to make something different. If you've ever had Cornish hen, it's a lot of meat. Like we each had one with like a little bit of rice on the side, so yeah. So I was like, okay, I wanna have something different. All right, let's chop the bell pepper next. Typically, like if I have a busier day, I wouldn't be doing this. Like I don't even think I'd be making this lunch, to be honest. But I have a little bit of time today, thank God, especially because it's Monday. So, I figured, okay, a little bit of extra time that I can not only make this, but come on live and also have you guys join while I cook. So, like I said, just trying to get better at showing up on here. I'm consistent, don't get me wrong, I am consistent. Like YouTube Shorts, I post a lot of For those that don't know, I post quite a bit of recipes, specifically with a focus of protein. You'll see like a good mix because I mean, I feel like I don't limit myself as far as what I make, but I may have like substitutions, and then you'll see like heavy presence of obviously protein based meals. So, so like for example, this meal we're going to be using sausage. Can you guys see? Here we go. We're going to be using sausage for this. So yeah. All right. So now let's bring you guys to the stove. I'm going to be using my iron cast pan here to cook this. So it's ready. You can see the smoke coming off of it. I have a mix here. This is red pepper flakes and Italian seasoning. Hi, train spotting Frankfurt 423. Welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to add the seasoning in here. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. When I say little, it's like a pinch. We're going to add our sausage. I always accidentally touch this iron pan. One time I grabbed it without thinking, and my whole hand was so sore for like 2 days. But anyway, yeah, we'll cook all this down. So I just want to make sure that the sausage is well cooked at the same time. The vegetables also softening. Sorry, I'm going to be kind of bouncing back and forth here. Oh, that actually really yummy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, you're from Germany. Okay. Welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome. And then the next step here is we're going to add a little bit of marinara. So half of this is going to go in the pan, and then the other half can be used and will be used as a sort of like a dunking sauce, dipping sauce. So all right, so now we'll go ahead and add in half of this. Just half, just a little bit. And sometimes what I like to do with these sort of meat, minced meat like mixes, is if I feel like it's too wet, I sometimes will add either like flour or cornstarch just to make it a little bit thicker. You don't have to do that, but I sometimes, especially if this is going to be a filling, I don't want it to be wet and it's going on a tortilla as well. Or yeah, tortilla, flatbread, potato. So what I'm gonna do, because it is quite a bit wet, is just add a little bit of flour just to kind of soak some of this liquid up. Make sure I just do it in small increments until I'm satisfied. And I can already tell a big difference. It's definitely soaked up. Hold on. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. I think I can. Oh, there we go. We can. So it has soaked up some of this extra liquid, which was exactly what I wanted. Okay. All right. Now we are going to remove this off the stove. Let's see, what can I put here? Kind of big, but we'll just use that. So I'm going to transfer this meat mix into the bowl. This completely. And then, because what I'm going to end up doing is using this pan for to put down the wrap that essentially will serve for the quesadilla. Let's just take this. Okay. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of oil, and this is just to help brown the tortilla. I keep calling it a tortilla. I guess it is, right? Tortilla, wrap. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now, just add this up. Just let that brown a little bit on one side, and then we'll flip it on the other side. And then we'll add in the filling. Get some tongs to be able to flip this. Let me check the chat. Let's see. It's actually really yummy. Enjoy the dinner with your family. Thank you. I'm sad because I can't eat with my family. Why is that? Oh, you're okay. You're at work. I'm a train driver in Germany. Okay, but that's like every day. I need to go. Okay, thank you for joining. Hopefully, you're able to get off of work soon so you can have dinner with your family. All right, so let's flip this. Just let's add the filling. I'm gonna try and keep it to one side so that I can flip the other side over. I tend to make I'm just keeping track because again, this is for two, the mix is for two people. And I tend to give my fiance a little bit more than mine. In general with food, I tend to give him a much bigger portion because he eats more. All right, so now we're gonna add some cheese. Slap that on. Nice and cheesy. So this is where I guess the whole pizza quote unquote concept comes into play, plus the addition of the marinara, both in the meat mix as well as a dipping sauce, comes into play. All right, now let's see. Where's my get a spatula. And I just press that down. Let me see if I can shift this. Press that down. I actually kind of kick up the heat just a little bit. And then you just let it sit for a few minutes. And then when I feel like it makes sense, I'll flip it, do the same thing, let it sit, and then we'll take it out. Cut it up, and that's lunch for you. Let's see. Now for the marinara sauce, I'm going to actually, let me flip you guys over here so you can see what I'm doing. While that sits and does its thing. Okay. So now for the marinara sauce. So maybe I'll actually just do it all in here. So I'm gonna actually season it because to me it can be a little bit too tomatoey in my opinion. I'm gonna add salt and black pepper. And just stir it around. And then I might even add, I'm just going to add a little bit of water just to make it a bit more loose because marinara on its own is quite thick. Just a little bit. And then I'll just use this teaspoon. All right, so that's going to be the dipping sauce. Okay, now let's bring you guys back over here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna flip this over. Just let that continue browning. We'll transfer it over. Cut it up. I have a pizza, I don't know what to call that, pizza cutter, the circular cutter. Any of you guys know what the actual word for that tool is? Let me know. But I know it as a pizza cutter or a pizza slicer. So I'll use that to cut it up. That's what I'm actually looking for. Okay. Yeah. Whatever this tool is, this is what we're going to use. Okay. Sometimes I'll just like manipulate it with my hands to be able to, I might actually need to the left side. Flip this over again. I think we're good. So now I'm just gonna put this pan on low heat because I'm gonna be using it again to make the second one. But you guys don't need to see that because you've already seen how this one was made and it will be made the same way. So let me bring everything over and bring you guys over. Okay. And let me transfer the quesadilla over. Where's my spatula? Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, just why am I blanking right now? Okay. Alright, that's fine. That works. And then from there, you have your sauce. And that's lunch. And oh, it's so cheesy. See the pole. This is what it looks like. So not bad. And then you dip it in the sauce. And there's your lunch. So I'm gonna eat lunch now. Thank you guys for joining. Very easy. I can put the ingredients in the description for this live if you want. But yeah, thank you for joining. I'm gonna have lunch now, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Take care.